Good afternoon, good evening. I hope I've reached you in a positive moment. If this is your first time joining the channel, this channel is about all things business, more specifically, my experience in small business and whatever I do to help you start, maintain, and grow your small business. Now, earlier today, I just did some terms and I put up a split two audio sessions today. And, I like to teach. I want to just teach you and get you to a place where you're recognizing terms, you're able to write your business plan, you're able to, get comfortable in selling, pitching and selling in your products, face-to-face encounters, all these type of things, because that's what I have experience in, right? But I was going through YouTube and some other social media and I just see all this stuff. It's just crazy stuff. It was hard for me to actually get something that I was really actually interested in. But what I notice now, and I don't know if it's just, the political climate that we're in or whatever is going on with our world right now, but everyone is just kind of the meanest that I ever remember it being. People are just mean, okay? And some people can say these horrible things and then they'll say, "Oh, it's my freedom of speech. It's my freedom of speech." I put up here the amendment that deals with freedom of speech. I put up the wording and I want you to read this. Now, my point is this. When you read this, you read it and reread it because you'll figure out what the freedom of speech is. Not freedom for you to walk up to a person and say the most horrible things that you can think of. Right? Yeah, you can because you have free will. You can do anything you put your mind to. But that other person can pull out a gun and shoot you in your face. They can stab you to death. They can walk away. They can, if you are a business owner, and this is the point that I'm getting to. If you are somebody, you see these people losing their jobs. These people are getting recorded on these horrible rants where they're just going off on people. And then they'll say, "It's my freedom of speech." Or you'll have these people critiquing celebrities and critiquing athletes and all of these, high powered, high profile people, which that's part of it. For some people, it's part of their job. They're journalists or whatever. As a journalist, you're supposed to gather the facts, though, I thought, right? A lot of times I just hear all opinions, half facts, second hand information, third, fourth hand information, nothing really totally confirmed, and then ending with that person's opinion. And then they'll tell you that they have freedom of speech. Now they'll tarnish this person's name, call them all type of horrible names. And a few, once things are proven, sometimes you'll have some people come back and they'll apologize. More times than not, though, no, it just kind of blows over, right? And then they're just back talking about the other person or talking about this next person. And then you'll always hear them say, "Well, I have freedom of speech." Okay. So for those of you that don't want to change and you don't care, you're going to say whatever you want to say and do whatever you're going to do. There's nothing, this is useless, right? I don't even know why you've gotten this far. But for those of you that recognize that this may be a bad habit that you've developed, maybe you grew up in a toxic home, you've been into a toxic environment, and you picked up these little bad little habits of saying little negative stuff and calling people names, quoting back things that you've read that are not fact checked, or, getting into people's business, period. That's those people's business. And a lot of times people are not getting paid. You're not even getting paid to be this invested in this person's life, right? And just back to the hateful comments and quirks and things that people say, and then they'll hide behind this freedom of speech. I want you to read this. Read it and reread it and read it and reread it until you actually comprehend what this says. This is why YouTube takes down certain videos. This is why, obviously, you're in a restaurant and you can't just get up and start cussing at folks, even if you're not cussing or loud, but if you're disrupting a person or making them uncomfortable, that restaurant, the owner or whatever, they can come and ask you to leave. Your freedom of speech is not welcome there because it doesn't exist in that realm. If you read this carefully, you'll see where the freedom of speech exists, right? And just because you have freedom of speech to say what you want to say, that doesn't mean that it's right. Okay, so going forward, you're about to start your business. You already have your business going. Please, please, please break these bad habits, because what could eventually happen is you could lose your business. You could lose your livelihood. You could actually get killed for some crap that you've said, a comment or something that you've said into someone's face, because they're not having it, right? If it's just ask some questions in your mind. Does this need to be said? Is this helpful? Is this angry? What place is this coming from? Does this have anything to do with my business? Does this have anything to do with me? If you come back with no, just sit, please try to break those habits. Sit there in silence. Figure out something else to say. If you're getting too much negative news, turn it off. Get to something else. Habits take a little bit of time to break, but I'm confident that you can break these bad habits if you have them. If you don't care and you're still going to go forward, you're going to start your business, you're going to be you're individual, you say what you want to say and do what you want to do. Go ahead. Go ahead. But I don't want to see you on national TV crying and apologizing now. I don't want to see you in the Twitter feeds apologizing to everyone, because remember, you made up in your mind that you're going to do what you want to do and say what you want to say. So, but for those of you that really, you recognize this, you're like, wow, I do that. Man, it's a really bad habit. And it may or may not be easy to break, but just be conscious of the things that's coming out of your mouth. Get to speaking your business, speaking it, talking about it all of the time. Talking about the new things that you're learning, the new things that you want to learn, and get into those habits. All those negative people around you, you'll turn them off with that, and they'll go on about their way. They might turn their hate and anger on to you because you're not in their little clique, in their little hate clique no more. So now you'll be all the stuff that they were calling everyone else, right? Just like high school. Seems kind of just like high school. But I just felt like I needed to say that. And someone's going to listen to this and feel this, right? You can leave nasty comments because I don't really care. But in the same token, know that, when you do that, it's so obvious. And unless the person has low self-esteem, it's so obvious that you're just simply trying to build yourself up. That's so obvious, right? And yeah, you may catch you some weak-minded people every now and again that will emotionally react with you, but I'm not one of them. So, like always, until next time, I hope everything you touch turns to gold.